Hey there, I'm Alex, a certified fitness trainer with over 10 years of helping people transform their bodies and their lives. And today, I'm going to tell you something that might shock you. Most people who try to lose weight and build muscle are actually making their journey harder without even realizing it. In fact, some of the foods you're eating right now, thinking they're helping you, are secretly sabotaging your progress. Now, imagine you've been training hard in the gym, sweating buckets, pushing through those last reps. But weeks later, you still don't see the results you deserve. Frustrating, right? I've seen it happen to so many clients before they worked with me. But here's the good news: once you know exactly which foods to avoid and what to replace them with, everything changes. Your body starts responding faster, your energy shoots through the roof, and those muscles you've been working for start to pop. And stick with me, because in this video, I'll not only reveal those foods, but also the surprising secret that almost no one talks about when it comes to building muscle and burning fat at the same time. Trust me, you'll want to hear this one. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, yet the scale doesn't move, or worse, it goes in the wrong direction? You're hitting the gym, eating what you think is healthy, maybe even cutting out your favorite treats, but somehow, your body just isn't changing. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've seen it with beginners, athletes, and even seasoned gym goers. The biggest reason most people fail is that they focus on effort without strategy. They train hard, but ignore the simple, often hidden habits that hold them back. One of the most common mistakes, believing that as long as you're working out, you can outtrain a bad diet. Spoiler alert, you can't. Your muscles are built in the gym. Yes, but they're revealed in the kitchen. Another mistake is chasing too many goals at once without understanding how they connect. For example, you can't be in a massive calorie deficit and expect to build muscle efficiently. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. And then there's the health food trap. That's when marketing convinces you something is good for you, when in reality, it's loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, or empty calories. But here's the thing: once you spot these traps, it becomes almost impossible to fall for them again. And later in this video, I'll share a couple of sneaky foods you probably have in your kitchen right now that are killing your progress. If you've ever wondered why some people transform fast while others stay stuck for years, this is exactly where the difference starts. Now, before we dive into the specific foods you need to avoid, let's get one thing clear: understanding the basics of how your body loses fat and builds muscle is the foundation for everything. I promise, this won't be a boring science lecture. Think of your body as an engine. Fat loss happens when you burn more energy than you take in, and muscle growth happens when you challenge your muscles and give them the nutrients they need to recover and grow stronger. Sounds simple, right? But here's the tricky part: when you try to do both at the same time, your body has to work in a very precise balance. If you eat too little, you'll lose weight but also risk losing muscle. If you eat too much, you might build muscle, but you'll also gain fat. This is why the quality of your food matters so much. Protein is the building block for your muscles. Carbs are your main fuel source, and healthy fats keep your hormones in check. If you get the wrong balance, say too many refined carbs or too little protein, your progress slows down dramatically. And here's something a lot of people miss: muscle is metabolically active, which means the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns even at rest. That's why building muscle actually makes fat loss easier over time. But if your diet is packed with the wrong foods, your body won't have the right environment to do either effectively. Later in this video, when I tell you about those sneaky healthy foods to avoid, you'll see exactly how they can wreck this delicate balance. And once you remove them, your workouts will feel more effective, your energy levels will stay high, and you'll finally start to see that lean, strong body you've been working for. Alright, let's start with the obvious bad guys. These are the foods most people know are unhealthy, but they still sneak them in, thinking just a little bit won't hurt. Trust me, even small amounts of these on a regular basis can slow your progress dramatically. First up, sugary drinks. I'm talking about soda, energy drinks, sweetened iced tea, and yes, even those so-called sports drinks that are more sugar than hydration. Liquid calories are the worst because they don't make you feel full, but they spike your blood sugar and crash your energy. Next, deep-fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, they're loaded with trans fats and empty calories. Not only do they make fat loss harder, but they also cause inflammation that slows muscle recovery. Then there's processed junk like chips, cookies, and candy. I don't care how low-fat or baked they claim to be, they're still packed with refined carbs and unhealthy fats that will derail your progress. Another one, white bread and refined pasta. These give you a quick energy burst followed by a crash, leaving you hungry again in no time. And of course, fast food. Yes, I know it's convenient, but it's often loaded with sodium, unhealthy fats, and hidden sugars. Even if you're hitting the gym hard, eating this stuff regularly is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You'll always be chasing results that never stick. Here's the mindset shift I want you to have. Your body is like a high-performance car. You wouldn't put dirty fuel in a sports car and expect it to run at its best. The same goes for your body. Every time you choose whole, nutritious food over processed junk, you're giving your body the fuel it needs to burn fat and build muscle efficiently. And don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to cut out every single indulgence forever. But for the next few weeks, if you can be strict about avoiding these obvious bad foods, you'll notice changes faster than you expect. In the next section, we're going to talk about the sneaky foods, the ones that look healthy on the outside but quietly sabotage your goals from the inside. These are the ones that surprise people the most. Now here's where things get interesting. These aren't the obvious junk foods we just talked about, these are the sneaky ones. The foods that look healthy, maybe even have labels screaming low fat or high protein, but behind the marketing, they're slowing your fat loss and muscle growth. Let's start with flavored yogurts. Sure, yogurt can be healthy, but most flavored ones are loaded with added sugar, sometimes more than a candy bar. You'd be better off eating plain Greek yogurt and adding your own fruit. Next, granola and breakfast cereals. They're marketed as a healthy start to your day, but many are just refined carbs mixed with sugar and oil. They'll spike your blood sugar, crash your energy, and leave you hungry way before lunch. Then we have protein bars. I know, it sounds crazy for a trainer to tell you to be cautious with these, but a lot of them are basically candy bars with extra protein powder. If the ingredient list looks like a chemistry experiment, skip it. Another one that surprises people is fruit juice. Even 100% natural juice is packed with sugar, and without the fiber you get from whole fruit, it acts just like soda in your body. And let's not forget low-fat or fat-free products. When companies take the fat out, they often add sugar, starch, or artificial flavors to make up for the taste. The result? You think you're making a healthy choice, but you're actually feeding your body empty calories. Even certain smoothies can be a problem, especially the ones from chain cafes. They might have fruit in them, but they also have syrups, sweetened yogurt, and sometimes ice cream. The lesson here is simple. Don't let marketing make your decisions. Always read the nutrition label. If something is supposed to be healthy but it's loaded with sugar or has a mile-long ingredient list, it's not helping you. And here's the exciting part: when you start replacing these sneaky saboteurs with real, whole foods, you'll feel the difference almost immediately. Your energy will be more stable, your workouts will feel stronger, and your recovery will speed up. In the next section, I'll share exactly how to swap these out for smarter options so you never feel deprived while still making huge progress toward your goals. Alright, so now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about what to actually do. Because here's the thing, if you just cut out bad foods without replacing them with better options, you'll feel restricted, frustrated, and way more likely to give up. The goal isn't to starve yourself, it's to fuel your body in a way that supports both fat loss and muscle growth. First, make protein the star of every meal. Lean meats like chicken, turkey, and fish are fantastic. But don't forget eggs, Greek yogurt, and plant-based proteins like lentils and tofu. Protein keeps you full, repairs your muscles, and helps you burn more calories just by digesting it. Second, focus on whole, unprocessed carbs. Think oats, quinoa, brown rice, sweet potatoes, and of course, plenty of vegetables. These give you long-lasting energy without the blood sugar crashes that come from refined carbs. Third, don't fear healthy fats. Avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil. These keep your hormones balanced and help your body absorb vitamins. A balanced plate could look like this: grilled chicken, a serving of quinoa, a big helping of steamed broccoli, and a drizzle of olive oil. Simple, satisfying, and packed with nutrients. Also, timing matters. If you train in the morning, have a balanced breakfast with protein and carbs before you hit the gym. If you train later in the day, make sure your post-workout meal has enough protein to kickstart recovery. And here's a trick I give my clients: plan your meals ahead. When you decide what to eat before you're hungry, you make better choices. Keep healthy snacks like boiled eggs, almonds, or apple slices ready so you're never tempted by quick junk food. The best part, once you get used to eating this way, it doesn't feel like a diet. It becomes your lifestyle. And that's when results last. In the next section, we'll shift gears and talk about your gym mindset, because even with perfect nutrition, without the right mental approach, your results will always fall short of your potential. Here's something I've learned after training hundreds of clients. Your mindset in the gym is just as important as the workout itself. You can have the perfect program, the best equipment, and even great nutrition, but if you walk into the gym without focus or belief in yourself, you'll never reach your full potential. Every time you step through those doors, you need to treat it like your personal battlefield. This is your time to push, to challenge yourself, to become stronger, not just physically, but mentally. Don't compare yourself to the guy lifting heavier weights or the girl with perfect form in the corner. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. If you lifted 20 pounds last week, aim for 25 this week. If you could only do 10 push-ups before, go for 12 today. Progress, no matter how small, is the real win. And here's another thing, stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is like the weather, it changes all the time. Discipline is what gets your results, even on the days you don't feel like working out. Show up. Those are the sessions that build character and transform your body. And finally, remember to enjoy the process. Smile between sets, celebrate small victories. And understand that every rep, every drop of sweat is moving you closer to your goal. In the next section, we're going to bust some of the most common fitness myths that might be holding you back right now. Some of these might even surprise you, so stay tuned. Let's clear the air. There's a lot of bad advice floating around in the fitness world, and if you believe it, it can completely derail your progress. Myth number 1. Lifting weights makes you bulky. This one especially keeps a lot of people, especially women, from picking up heavy weights. The truth, building serious muscle mass takes years of focused training and eating in a surplus. Weightlifting actually helps you burn more calories, get leaner, and look more toned. Myth number 2. You have to do hours of cardio to lose weight. While cardio can help with fat loss, it's not the magic key. Too much cardio can even eat into your muscle mass if you're not careful. Strength training combined with smart nutrition is far more effective for long-term results. Myth number 3. You can spot reduce fat. I hate to break it to you, but doing 100 crunches won't melt fat off your stomach if your overall body fat is still high. Fat loss happens across your whole body, not just where you're exercising. Myth number 4. You need supplements to see results. While some supplements can help fill small nutritional gaps, they're not magic. 90% of your progress will come from whole foods, consistent training, and recovery, not powders and pills. And here's my personal favorite myth. If you're not sore, you didn't work hard enough. Soreness is not the only measure of a good workout. Progress is about getting stronger, moving better, and feeling healthier over time, not limping around for 3 days. In the next section, I'm going to reveal the big secret I hinted at earlier, the one thing that can supercharge both your fat loss and muscle building goals when you finally understand it. Alright, here it is, the big secret I promised you earlier. The one thing that ties everything we've talked about together. Consistency beats perfection. I've seen people stress over the perfect workout plan or the exact number of calories, only to burn out in a few weeks. But the ones who win, they're the ones who show up, day after day, even when it's not perfect. They eat clean most of the time, train regularly, and keep going even if they slip up. Your body doesn't transform from one perfect date. Changes from months of steady, repeated effort. That means you don't have to be perfect to succeed, you just have to keep going. Miss a workout. Get back in the gym tomorrow. Eat something off plan. Make your next meal a good one. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum is what delivers real, lasting results. So now you know exactly what's been holding you back. The obvious junk, the sneaky healthy foods, the mindset traps, and the myths that keep people stuck for years. You also know the strategies to fuel your body, train with purpose, and stay consistent long enough to see real change. But here's the truth: knowledge without action won't transform you. You've got to take what you learned today and start using it right now. Go through your kitchen, clear out the foods we talked about, plan your meals, and set your next workout in stone. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for motivations. Start today. And while you're on this journey, I want you to remember something. Every single rep, every single meal choice, every single disciplined decision is a deposit into the body and life you want. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen if you keep stacking those wins. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me which food surprised you the most today. I read every single comment, and your feedback helps me make even better videos for you. You've got everything you need to succeed. It's just a matter of taking the first step and not stopping. Now get out there, put in the work, and let's make your transformation happen. I'll see you in the next video.